Italian, and all of her brothers.
Your life.
She's very light compared to her brothers, who are, pretty dark complected, and
some Italians have a pretty good tan, and others are pale as shit.
Yeah, my wife's one of the pale ones.
Depends on how close to North Africa you get on the peninsula.
And my Uncle Tony, he's he's half Polish, half Scottish, and everybody thought that he was Italian back in the day, and he had people concerned that he was part of the mob back then, and which worked in his favor and sometimes, but he didn't look like the rest of the family. That and his name was Tony, which helped.
You never tell with that gene mixture how that's like chemistry. Hey, everybody, come on in. Are you out there? Hello. I hear you breathing. Come on in. There's coffee in the back of the room. Don't hurt yourself. I don't know how long have the cups been sitting there? Probably a couple of months.
Yeah, I haven't. Those cups haven't been washed. I wouldn't. Those cups have been sitting there pre-COVID.
Usually, if you go to a place where there's coffee in the back, you usually have to introduce yourself and then say what you're addicted to.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm addicted to comics.
Have a disease, they don't know what to call it.
Being a creator.
Yeah. Not anymore. It just all falls under the same heading. So the hospital makes and the coroner makes as much money as possible.
I got a public bone to pick with Seth.
What?
Public bone.
We have pain in the house.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I want Cameron to name his son Max. Has to happen. Yeah, Max Payne. Goblin Grimm, you released a shirt.
A
new shirt. The Starving Comic Artist shirt. Now.
Yep.
I was considering picking up one. And then
I know where this is going.
And then I said, well, one, I'm fat. No one's gonna believe me. Get out, starving. So you're sure to say well-fed comic artist, but
no, it's supposed to say malnourished.
Yeah.
I tell everybody that hump
Oreos and Cheetos do not make a well-balanced meal.
I tell everybody my hump is well-earned. It's an artist hump.
Exactly.
Yeah. I remember
being in at the board for too long. That's where all the fat settles, right there.
I remember when I was a kid thinking the word malnourishment was so funny.
Because it is funny.
And you're right. It still gets. I still laugh when I hear it.
Yeah.
Like you've been malnourished.
Keep looking around for Mal.
Yeah. But then the problem, dude, you release it in all these light colors. Where's the black color? Where's the dark color? Why are they? It's like a box of Fruity Pebbles. What's wrong with you, man?
I could put it in a darker color. I can go and alter and change it for you if you like a darker color.
Yes, you should have done that. I feel, first of all, I feel disenfranchised. I've lost.
I thought I did a black version because I usually do a black version on all of my shirt designs.
No, you did all these Fruity Pebbles versions, and you did not do a black one. You did every color.
Maybe you need some color in your wardrobe.
No, man. And I start putting in light. You have a light pink. Light pink.
I will go back and I will edit it.
Yeah. Something needs to be done because that's it's ridiculous. I want to complain. And
are you triggered?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's all be triggered.
Yeah.
Come on in, everybody. It's New Year's Eve morning.
Oh my God, it is.
We're here.
I kept forgetting that's a thing.
On the Invault radio platform, on YouTube, on Facebook, on who knows where, every place. We are everywhere. We welcome you. Come on in. Hang on just a moment as I change my status on this live broadcast on my Facebook page from friends to public. We'll be joined by a few other guests later. At least they promised they're thinking about getting up. We're not sure. One was we're still in bed. I was like, what the hell is this? It's like it's an invite to the breakfast buzz. Come on in. We have a couple of important announcements that we have to get out of the way right at the start.
Ooh.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Indie Volt Media, LLC, and do not reflect the official policy or position of any guest or sponsors. Viewer discretion is advised.
Is it that kind of morning?
It started off that way.
All depends upon the level of coffee. Yeah. We have an international cast this morning.
They do.
Yes. Good morning, Marv. How you doing?
Hey, Randy. How are you?
Oh, bon dia.
Bon dia.
We are just pouring coffee this morning. There's a lot of invitations out, so we don't know who's gonna show up or not. We were in the middle of our opening announcements.
Great.
Here's the next one.
Comics are awesome.
Okay,
that keep telling me.
That might not.
I like that one.
That might not have been as deep as I was expecting. Here's another important announcement.
I hope you're having a nice holiday season. I really do.
That just chased off half the audience. Probably not. We hope you're there this morning. We're here to talk about great comics, good comics, so comics of all kinds. Morning, good morning to everybody in the house. Cameron says just a taste. Yeah. All right, here we go. We're gonna open the show. And we'll get this underway.
Let's do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
How dare you?
Just to get that out of the way. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy to be here this morning. Oh, the coffee's still up.
I know.
I just got off of work, so
Randy has to do his hair and polish his face.
Yes, exactly.
Is that what happens? Okay, I didn't know. I had a little New Year's hat on, but
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Oh, where'd that background come from? Holy crap.
Like already we're in a time warp. It's Sunday.
At least it's colorful.
There we go.
That's better. You're on the Indie Volt Breakfast Buzz this morning for Thursday, December 31st, 2020. Gonna kick this year out the door.
Yeah. Get rid of 2020.
That's what everybody says. Good riddance. I just hope 2021 is better.
Mine was awesome, so I don't know what to expect about 2021. So
That's
There you
true.
You got really lucky.
mine was great. Great.
Yeah, you had a good 2020. See, here's the thing. 2020 was okay. I think 2020 gave us all Stockholm syndrome. Like, it really 2020 was that abusive love in your life. Like, hey, look, I did that to you because you deserved it. Shh. I won't hurt you again. And we believed him. Like, okay, no, 2020 loves me. It wouldn't do this to me. And then while you're sleeping, keeps the bedroom door open, comes in there. And so you're talking to Stabler and Benson. It's horrible. It's how this year has. But it was cool seeing good things happen to other people. For instance, Marv's, watching Marv get his tablet.
Oh, that was.
That was crazy.
It warmed my cold heart. The very next day, my son reminded me why giving sucks. Marv, how was the tablet working out for you?
Great, just fantastic. Very confused when it comes to inking. I don't know how to ink, so I do a lot of mistakes. Like I comment to Daphne comment on Facebook. But with the tablet, it's incredible. I can do the mistakes that I want. I can do whatever, and everything is so clean. And
you don't have to wash your hands afterwards.
yeah. I do a lot
What
of
kind did you
mistakes
get?
iPad Pro, 12 inch.
I got a Huion tablet this year, and it's definitely different. It's you kind of have to relearn stuff all over.
Well, different from what? Like different from a Wacom or different from an iPad?
I didn't have a tablet at all.
Oh, okay.
I've always been traditional artist. I always, if I did any digital touch-ups, it was with the mouse pad.
Right.
Huion sent me a couple of tablets.
Really? Okay.
Lucky.
Well, not lucky. They okay. They sent them to me for a reason that I have to, now I have to facilitate and manifest that reason. And I was going to last year, and then everything happened with 2020, and I couldn't do what I wanted to do, so I had to sit on them. So that's what I'm doing. But I'm glad to know you're liking it, Gabby. That way, at least they because I was nervous. I'm like, maybe they won't work. Maybe they what if they hacking everybody's computers and toss out the credit card information? Oh no.
Well, Facebook did that already to you, so you're not losing anything.
My identity's been stolen. I'm gonna get on Facebook and tell everybody about it. Marv, I know you didn't see that coming, and when you got it, I thought it was awesome. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Thanks. The guys from work were incredible, and then everybody this year have been so kind to me. You guys from Indie Vault and Rob, Meredith, just incredible year. So even if I get Alzheimer's, I will never forget this year. Never. I can't forget about everything, but not this year. The guys from work have been so incredible. And then Pops too, and Meredith show up, and I couldn't believe that, and it was beautiful. And then and you guys have supported me so much this year too.
I was in the
say thank you to everybody.
I was in the green room when you were getting that tablet, and there was a point where they sent me the link, and I'm like, "Don't bring me in! Don't bring me in! I'm crying."
Oh.
And the reason why, because I had just cried the night before on Indie Vault, so I knew 2 days in a row of crying on the air, I was going to end up being in the same echelon as Kevin Smith.
We were going to make fun of you.
Yeah. And I'm like, nope, don't bring me in. Hey, Grant Lankert in the chat says, good morning.
Good morning.
John Celestri.
Hey, John.
Hi, John.
Jody McPhee in there. Morning, all. Yeah. I call him
morning, everybody.
Jody McPhee, Indie Vault's legal expert.
Right.
Basically, he's the person I send out to go read everything. Marv's over in Portugal, and
yes,
he's right on the coast there, soaking up all those beautiful rays. It's probably nice and warm over there.
Yeah, it's kind of great weather. We have a little bit of everything. So everybody, I like the winter, so I got my share of winter. Then people got their summer and whatever. So everybody's happy when it comes to weather. So there's no too much or too whatever.
Yeah, like this is here in Michigan. Like right now, we're experiencing winter. Later on, we'll be experiencing Antarctica.
Yeah.
And it'll get worse and worse.
We're supposed to get freezing rain up this way this week.
Didn't you already have that?
Yeah.
Earlier last week?
We're going to get more.
Oh, you always get more, though.
Yeah.
Over here, we just have rain. So
I
after
love
finally
rain.
getting rid of the snow, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You know, you have to understand that. Well, Seth, would it be fair to say it's fair to say you live close to Grand Rapids, right?
I'm pretty far up from Grand Rapids. I'm up closer to the bridge, so I'm right in the snow belt. So we get a lot of snow here.
People,
So that's about halfway between me and the bridge.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's well, like everyone's seen American Pie. I'm not sure if everyone's seen it, but movie series called American Pie. I was like, no, it's a series called American Pie, and most people don't realize that's supposed to be that city that's taking place in is Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah.
And so all that's happening in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They don't call it. They call it Great Falls, Michigan. They call it Great Falls, but it's like, you could have just called it. Anyway, yeah, a bunch of horny teenagers hanging out there, which makes sense. That's the only thing to do up there is drugs and sex. That's it.
It's the only definition of band camp. Yeah, I understand that. It's up there at Interlaken.
Yeah. Imperial Volt says extra winter. Good morning, Indie Volters. Good morning. Good morning.
That's January and February around here. We turns into extra winter. about March, at middle of March, probably more likely the start of February, we really start cursing at it. So it becomes the damn extra winter.
Yeah. We have Fool Spring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Couple
yeah.
times. Yeah. Hello, it's spring. Here's 6 inches of snow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's like when you say, oh wait, look, it's warm. Spring is here. It's a lovely day. Let's go outside. No, I'm not going on that. Yeah, go out there if you want to. Dad was talking about.
Someone died.
It's just a bunch of my stuff falling over.
Oh, okay.
Avalanche in Gaylord.
Yeah, apparently I didn't have it all secured.
I know how my I don't know if it's just an ethnic thing, but when it would get cold and the weather was like cold one day, warm the next, cold the next day, my mother would say, see, this type of weather make you sick.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Who knew his mom was Billy Bob Thornton?
You get
That's gonna make us sick.
you get pneumonia.
Get that pneumonia rolling.
Pneumonia.
Hello out there in Indie Volt Radio land. You're listening to the BrEaKfAsT BuZz for December 31st, 2020. We should probably introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Varian, you're in the chair. So.
Okay. My name is Varian Grant. I'm the founder of Indie Volt Media LLC. So I started making comics back in 2008, which now looks like a long time ago. I'm a comic book artist. I'm a comic book writer, publisher, sometimes fan, and a reluctant taxpayer. Joined today by a nice, wholesome panel of people. I'll turn it over to them. Randy.
We're all wholesome?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I've been doing comics for a long time. Done everything in this business and market that you can ever imagine. Retailed for about 10 years. I coordinate conventions, create, draw, write, letter. Done a lot of freelance work for a lot of independent companies. Right now, my main specialty is sequential artwork for advertising and educational purposes. And I also do the Zim Geek channel over on YouTube. That's ZIMMGEEK. Please go over there, like and subscribe. And while you're there, look at the Indie Volt channel as well. All of our podcasts are archived over there. As well as a few other places that I'm sure we're going to tell you about throughout the show. But if you're over at YouTube, please like and subscribe to the Indie Volt channel. We are still looking forward to becoming monetized so that we can take on super chats and worry about our content. So other than that, I'm here on the Indie Volt Radio Network Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, especially Sundays, where I do a show called the Sunday Funnies that's about the lighter and more whimsical side of comics. And we're also joined here today by Seth, Goblin, Grimm.
You and Still kind of trying to get out there into doing more comic book stuff. I mostly just kind of do commissions like the one I'm working on right now. I do have one comic book more or less done, which is Femme Finale. I'd like to add on to that one. And then working on a couple other little things here and there.
Nice.
But
what a way to start the day with a little nice Witcher action.
yeah, some hot, sexy Henry Cavill. I usually get mostly sexy female commissions, so it's kind of nice to do a dude once in a while.
Start my day on the right foot.
Getting a little thirsty over here.
Also, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm good.
All right. Also joining us today is Daphne Lage. Daphne.
Hey, good morning. Hi, everyone. My name's Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I am the artist of the funny animal fantasy comic Tall Tales and the fantasy drama Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, premiering Monday on Kickstarter. As I panic a bit. You can check out my work and sign up for updates at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS.com, and my YouTube channel at Daphne Lage, LAGE Art.
You should be freaking out. It's coming. It's coming upon you really quick.
It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah. I've only been talking about it for like the past 2 months, and it's like it feels like, oh my god.
It's only 2 months away.
Yeah.
Also joining us today is Marvi. Marvi, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Marvi. I'm from Portugal. After being a freelance illustrator and a painter for 10 years, I decided to do my own comic after work. And it's a scene killer story of a priest who came back from Vietnam, lost his faith, and became a vigilante with his raven, Gabriel, and his dog, Michael. And they are searching for bad guys to punish. So they bury them alive, just torture them, and have fun with that. And yeah, that's it. If you want to find more, you can find me on YouTube. I'm a lazy guy, so YouTube is not a good start to see my stuff. But I'm on Instagram, I have artwork, and on Facebook. So check it out, and maybe you like what I'm doing. So yeah, thank you.
Always glad to have you on, Marv. Always.
Thank you to be here.
And we'll have other guests. We are told will be popping in and out as we go through our morning show because it is New Year's Eve morning.
Yeah.
They haven't started drinking yet. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, I'm drinking wine.
Still early.
We've been drinking since March.
Yeah.
It's like that's assuming we stopped.
Marv's having his late lunch wine. So
yeah.
I got a question from Anyboat Radio.
Okay.
And what you guys think about this?
All right.
This one here is from Jameer. Jameer says, hello. I moved to the States. I moved to the States a year ago. And
everything that's happened is his fault. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah. And says he finds it really odd since he's been here. He's been unable. I find it really odd since I've been here. It's really hard to go to the store and find any of the things I need for my art. I'm told we'll order it for you or to go on the Amazon and order it, which is a far cry from what I was taught about this country, which is a land of plenty. I mean, he's got a point. I have noticed that it's been kind of hard to find those things that you want. In fact, at some points, I just save myself a trip. I don't even go to the store. I just order it and I figure it'll be here in 2 days. Anybody else having problems with that?
I mean, it depends on where he is. I mean, I'm in New York, so stores are a lot easier for me to get to. Like I have access to Michael's, I have access to Dick Blick, I have access to Utrecht, which I think is also owned by Blick. But the only inconvenience is that I actually have to go into the city to get stuff.
Yeah,
I have to actually put on pants and leave my house. So it's like that's a completely different issue. But yeah, it depends on where he is and where, like, what stores he has available around him.
You might have to hunt around because you never know who's going to have an art supply section.
Yeah, exactly.
Architectural design shops. There's all. But again, the need for those kind of tools is slowly evaporating away. Also, as more and more people go digital.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Randy, so you never heard of Utrecht?
no.
No, yeah, Utrecht. There used to be one downtown on.
I've heard of Uline.
Utrecht Art Tour, which is really weird because I knew a guy whose mother's name was Utrecht. Spelled the same way and everything, and I'm like, really? And I would look at it. So when he would call me, the phone line was in his mother's name, and I would always think, why is the art store calling me? Then I would hear the last name, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's.
I think it's Dutch. I think the name.
Yeah, but they got bought by Dick Blake.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought because now I see. Like, what's funny is that we still have a standalone Utrecht store, but then we also have like Dick Blick stores.
Yeah,
so
same here. We have a Dick Blick left, and we have a Utrecht left. Marv, is it art stores over in Portugal? Is it pretty easy to find art supplies?
Well, where I am is we have a couple of them. Yes, a couple of them where I am in the city nearby. I'm about 2 miles from the city. Yes, but I usually don't get from there because all I need is any kind of pens or paper, whatever. So I don't spend too much money on buying a specific kind of supplies. So as long as I have a 4B pencil and some pens and paper, normal paper, I'm okay. But now with the tablet, it's different. But back then, everything is okay by me. As long as I am able to draw, everything is good.
Yeah, I started making a habit lately of like revisiting sketching with a pen. With just like any pen, like a gel pen or something, and it's good practice. It's good practice just to use simple basic tools, just because like it's so you have that, you have paper, you have pens, so when your tablet runs out of battery, no one's panicking.
Trico Luckin says Utrecht only when I need extra money.
Ha ha
ha. Now, Seth, you I can't get words out this morning. You use a lot of you go all over the place with your art. You're digital. You're learning digital, mainly traditional artwork. So, how has it been for you getting supplies this year?
So the only art supply store that we have near me is Hobby Lobby, and I mean, I don't work for them, so I don't really care what their personal policies are or anything like that. I will still go in there and dump down a bunch of money just because it is the only art store. Sometimes I can get lucky and find a couple things that I could use at Walmart, checking office supplies and stuff. But there are a few things that, I can't get. I can't get like the Copic refills and stuff like that, so I do have to order online. But for the most part, it's mostly just Hobby Lobby.
I'll tell you, for me, Hobby Lobby is I like to go to Hobby Lobby. Last time I was there, lady got hit by a car, so right out front. So I'm like, oh man! And then now every time I walk out of this Hobby Lobby, I'm gonna see this lady laying there on the ground, and this SUV and this other lady getting out. What happened? You hit her. That's what happened.
You're the one in the 2-ton vehicle.
Yeah. Look at the vehicle for damage. My word. Like, really?
That's going to be a rough dent to beat back out. Yeah.
The dent looks like Nana.
Hobby Lobby. I go to Hobby Lobby in secret. I don't tell anybody.
Under a cloak of darkness?
Yeah, because some of my friends will be like, so I hear you went to Hobby Lobby. I'm like, what? Yeah, you know, and it's like,
Oh yeah, I got some friends that get mad when I say that I go shopping there. It's like, well, you gonna send me my art supplies?
yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
like, and it's like, yeah, but how many times a day do they shop on Amazon? And it's like, what, do they give you grief for going to Walmart too? I mean, it's like,
Oh, I got a lot of grief just for working at Walmart when I first applied there, because I had people that are very anti. They're like, Walmart's evil, blah blah blah, and I'm like, they're a corporation. They're just
Right,
they're
yeah.
same as
Of course
any
they're-
other corporation
Yeah,
I've ever worked
exactly.
for.
Everything is separated. So
I mean, it's like, oh, okay, so it's like, oh, did we do an activism today?
Like, I don't care that their paychecks are, they pay just the same as any other place,
Yeah,
and it's keeping a roof over my head. So
yeah, exactly.
wait to listen, guys. IndieVolt. I want you guys to know I'm growing IndieVolt. One day I intend to fully be the comic book version of Rupert Murdoch.
Mm.
Okay, I intend to ascend to full villainy, and
you mean you're going to sell off 3/4 of your corporations and leave all of the little spare ones for your kids to try to grow and develop on their own, and then quit and run off to an island or buy out wherever Epstein used to be? Who knows?
What's a little nepetism? Riches if you can't, just give it to your kids.
Well, it's more like, this is your inheritance. Here, run it. So yeah.
Corporations aren't. I wonder, do corporations start off evil, or they start? I don't think. I think they start. They start with these nice little companies, and they become evil.
Well, it's like Randian philosophy, Ayn Rand. You go out and you read those books that are amazing, and she's talking about the individual and all of this. And then over a period of time, it gets more and more demented. The corporations have grown up into such an entity that they are, after they wanted to be considered as actual human beings, they just turn totally evil. This is why It's a Wonderful Life is such a big movie now here, because everybody who watches it goes, yeah, that's the bank. That's just like modern day right there.
What it is that the more
that's
people...
That's a corporate mentality by Lionel Barrymore right there.
Yeah, what it is that the larger a company gets, the more people can hide behind.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's the snowflake not feeling responsible for the avalanche type of thing. So yeah, so it's like it's a collective of cowards.
That in the movie Wall Street.
Yeah.
I think really helped turn the tide as far as corporations going, greed is good.
Well,
yeah, I mean
could have fooled me nowadays, but
I like money. I have no problem with money. I like acquiring it. I'm not going to the bank to take it from anybody.
Nothing's wrong with the pursuit of happiness. It's written in some of our big important political papers over here. The problem is the pursuit of beating everybody else down in order to get it.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
I'll tell you,
you have to draw that line and figure out how much is really enough. I mean, how much money do you really need?
Yeah.
Everybody always wants more, and then the corporations are even worse.
Listen, if I can get to Jeff Bezos' numbers, I'm okay with that. That's okay. I can do it. that should be about enough for me personally. At that point, it's like, I can get more. Wow. And Quaalude's bad.
Quaalude's bad. CM Bruce in the house. Kino Subway just got here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Kino.
Morning.
I had someone tell me before. I was looking for a when we first started. IndieVolt, but
so many years ago.
Yeah, 2019. We're doing a lot of cons, and I sent we would do con interviews, and I had a young lady doing the interviews, and unfortunately, I didn't realize that the young lady's accent will become such a big problem. Like, she had a really, really hard accent. So a lot of times, she was very pretty though, very pretty. But a lot of times, a lot of the people she was interviewing, they were like, "Huh? What?" And that doesn't make for a good interview especially when you're editing. And she, so I'm like, well, I got to find someone else, especially when she told me she's moving to Seattle. So I reached out, and I knew another girl, and I said, hey, would you like to do interviews for Indie Vault? And she says, yeah, let's talk. That'd be great. And then she got back to me. She says, you know what? I can't, because this other person that has a comic book review type of situation, not as big as Indie Vault, which is, I'm not knocking it, but and when I say not as big, I mean not as, no website, no, weekly YouTube shows, says it's your competition and that he'll sue me if I do.
Oh, brother.
And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. And she had wanted to write for me too for the website, and she didn't.
I mean, it's like what? Like just on the basis of them saying that, she's like, oh, I don't know. Well, there had to have been something else. I mean, because it's like if you're not signing like some kind of exclusivity contract, and you're not going to do it at some dopey nobody level.
Yeah, he also told her that I was an evil corporation. So that's why I brought it up. That this is an evil corporation.
Oh, okay.
And while we've been talking, we pulled into the chat Mr. Mark Darden, Guano guy. How you doing?
Completing our League of Supervillains.
Yes.
Mr. Guano guy.
Aspire to be the most evil this year. Although Varian Grant with his corporation.
Yes, the evil flow through you. Yeah.
The Legion of Zoom.
Supervillains? What? No. Mark, you don't have to hunt down art supplies, do you? You do the writing on Guano Guy, the creating. Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Although I think a lot of people I work with are, they get a computer and a lot of programs, and once that's in place, it's reduced a lot of cost. Mm-hmm. And a lot of trial and error. It doesn't cost anything. Well, time, talent, but not materials.
Marv's already seen the results of that. He got an iPad for his birthday.
Yeah, Christmas.
Okay. Oh, Christmas. Okay.
Yeah. My birthday was on 15th.
Yeah.
Today's Meredith's birthday today, so Meredith, happy birthday.
Yeah. She's we had to pick on everyone who's when their birthday comes up. We just had Lola's birthday as well on the 28th, which she's still recovering from. By the way, every evil corporation has stickers.
Oh yeah.
You have to have that.
Is that the hallmark of an evil corporation?
Yep, stickers. We got stickers. That's it. You have to have die cut stickers.
I got stickers too. Stickers are awesome.
Well, then it can't be the hallmark of an evil corporation, then.
Well, no. It's really when Varian presented her Hinch contract. That's when she folded.
It's like she could have written for you under a pen name, says C and BuZz. Yeah. She could.
Yeah, no, I think that there was like more to that story,
Yeah.
It's just so low budget that it's like, oh, come on, really?
I wonder if Varian's been asking me for legal acquisition questions.
I should have bought his. I should buy his little pissant company, and I should have. No, the thing is, I mean, I think there's a bit of.
It was a joke, Joe.
I think there's a bit of competition there. I know. I'm talking about. I should buy the other pissant company that the girl's not working for. I'm buying that. I should buy the little pissant company and just and roll it in the Indie Vault and then discard it. Just pull it in. Yeah. I'm gonna give all you guys work.
Break it apart.
Yeah.
Sell what you can. Discard what you can't.
Yeah. I'm the Kylo Ren of comic book journalism. I'll be in the room, lower timber tantrums.
Indie Vault is evil corp. Oh no, that makes me a corporate shill now.
Yeah.
You can't be the Kylo Ren of corporations, dude.
I could throw timber tantrums. Just ask Lola. You ever seen me throw timber tantrum?
Every day.
See, every day she says.
Every day. Well, that's
yeah. Okay. I do what I call floor angels. I lay on the floor and how you do snow angels. I lay on the floor and I do that and I roll around and I curse, swear a whole bunch. Guano Guy. What's going on? What do you got going on in 2021? It's the last day of 2020. It supposedly can't get any worse this year.
Oh, never say that.
Don't jinx it.
No,
None of us expected Marianne to pass yesterday either. So.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's amazing.
Yeah, no, I had a family tragedy just hit 2 days ago. So yeah, just punched me in the face one last time. Hopefully, one last time.
So it wasn't bug related, was it?
No, just health related.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
and
I didn't get to see him because I didn't fly home. So yeah.
I think for everyone, I know people are like, "Oh, I can't wait for 2021 to win."
Yeah,
we're gonna get our conventions back, and I'm like,
I posted that on Facebook yesterday. It's like everybody who says, "Yay for 2020 going out the door. I can't wait for 2021." I keep thinking I'm seeing a drunken 2021 slurring and knocking the drool off his chin, going, "Hold my beer." Yeah. I can just see it happening. Who knows what's going to happen this next year?
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, we're probably on the road to getting better. It's just not going to be so fast. It wouldn't shock me if the second half of 2021 starts to
that's
go into something more normal. But it's not going to be instantaneous.
There's no
I'm not
magic
going to be the first
switch.
person to be like, "Yeah, let's hit the club." I'm going to wait.
I remember. I remember in 2016 being a little rough, and me thinking, "Oh, this year is horrible."
Is that when all of the rock and roll, all the music stars passed at once? Just dropped. Boom. Yeah, that was a crazy time.
Now it's 2020, and I started this year with such hopes.
Yeah.
I started this year bald. Look at me. I haven't gone to the barbershop. I'm like, no, that's not happening. I'm not going there getting COVID. Keno Subway says Varian is going to start acquiring other YouTube shows and become a monopoly. Yeah, I'll even wear the Monopoly Man suit.
Looking forward to that top.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That cane with the little diamond on the end of it.
Yeah. You used to think he wore a monocle, but apparently he doesn't. He doesn't. That was in the other timeline. He wore a monocle.
Yes, that's part of the Mandela effect.
Yeah. That and tell you something else. I did not know him, and maybe where everyone else knew this except for me. And I was convinced I jumped timelines. Oswald was married, had a Russian wife, spent time in Russia, lived there for a couple years. I'm like, how come no one told me this?
We could have Glenn Fleming on. He's written 2 books on the subject.
What if Glenn's from the other timeline?
We're all from a different timeline.
Right, I think at this point,
we all exist in our own timeline.
Uh-huh.
Mark, do you mind if I bring up your day job for a second?
No, go right ahead.
With this being the end of the year and the year being as crazy it is, and I know that you're an air traffic controller, has your UFO sightings gone up any?
Unfortunately not, no. I've gotten a couple of smaller wacky calls. Like I got a call where just a person in the area asked if the world was on fire.
Just California.
Yeah. Well, we were. I thought about leaving at one point because our town actually was filled with smoke, and I hadn't experienced that before. So I was thinking of taking emergency leave and going a day east, getting out of it. But then it rained, and then we were fine.
Oh, you're out in California?
I not in California.
Okay.
From a big forest fire.
Gotcha. So they just had a guy that they caught with a jetpack up at 3,000 feet. Out in LA.
I didn't know they were that good yet.
Well, they're not supposed to be, but it's been it's been an unusual year with a lot of guys in their garages going, I think I can make this work.
Right. Everyone else is making sourdough. We're making jetpacks.
What happens when you're laid off from work and got nothing else better to do?
Yeah. Because that design has a lot of flaws. There's no steering system. I think that's a big concern I would have.
Yeah.
There's no stopping system. That's another problem.
There is, but
I think that was part of the story. Actually,
It's not a very healthy stopping system.
Yeah,
that's why the helmet has the rudder on it. It's to help him steer.
I was looking at this and I was like, oh man, effed up paint app. And then I realized no, it wasn't. I thought, oh, you sons of bitches, good job. On the back of his backpack there, I thought, oh man, they spilled some pink paint. Then I realized that's the bubble gum.
Yeah.
When the bubble gum. I'm like, oh, they put that there. How nice. Yeah.
Had to patch a hole somehow.
3,000. Yeah, that was probably it's probably I don't know how bubble gum that was, but I imagine it's double bubble because that shit gets hard after a while.
I saw that obviously as a kid and went, I don't think that works. I don't think you could just slap bubble gum on it. I'm pretty sure that just blow right off. That's not what bubble gum does. I don't know if they've had bubble gum, but if it did that, people wouldn't chew it.
It was that old pre-World War II bubble gum when they were using the old formula. Real rubber,
If it's really hard on your teeth like that, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Also, I got the movie on Blu-ray, and I watch it like once a year for some reason. I think because again, movie I seen as a kid, it takes me back. But I find myself now asking, why are his pants on fire?
Yeah,
his ass has to be hot. And
wait, Varian, does that mean that that jetpacks would only be for flat booty people?
Yep.
It would have to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you start walking out and the jetpack's here and you have a curvature, that's clearly not going to work.
Yeah. Kim Kardashian is not getting the jetpack anytime soon.
Gino said he was saw on Twitter the other day there was a UFO sighting there in West Virginia. That's West Virginia.
Yeah. I saw one in 97.
That's almost.
Saw 197?
Did you?
Yeah. I was taking out the garbage and I look up and I saw this massive white ball with those, that Thor effect, the lightning, when Thor uses the hammer in that blue and white lightning. Yeah, something like that. And just passed through me, above me, and
how big was it?
I don't know what it was, but well, man, I don't know. Maybe I don't know, something small.
Okay.
Something small. Yeah, my mother said that I was drunk, but I wasn't. I wasn't drunk. Nobody believed me, and it was a sad night for me. But a buddy of mine saw it. So he was very nervous when I saw him. He was just smoking like this, but everybody was laughing at us. But it was a very experience. Yeah.
About a year before we had. Go ahead.
In 97, we had a lot of UFO activities in Portugal and Spain. So that was very, very movement on the UFOs here in Portugal and between Portugal and Spain. A lot of UFO activity back in 97.
About a year before the water crisis up here in Flint, we had a couple of floating triangle sightings.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and the airport just said, "Oh well, it was just a perspective of the airplane, and we had changed our flight patterns." So it's like, yes, of course, that's what it was. Of course, yes. Yeah.
Ones I've ever seen where you get those little, the stationary light, and then all of a sudden just zigzags and takes off, and it's gone.
Well, you're up in northern Michigan, so most of your UFOs are Bigfoot sightings.
Yeah, well, we have Dogman up here.
Oh, there you go.
We do get a lot of UFO sightings up here because we're up by Fort Grayling. We're right next to the military base up here.
The old defunct Woodsworth Air Force Base in Oscoda up there was rumored to be a UFO wreckage site for a while.
Yeah. So we do get a couple of oddball things up here.
I remember when I was little seeing fire in the sky and not wanting to go to bed because I was like, "What's the aliens?" come by my window and see me sleeping and abduct me and with their little beams and stuff. And again, my uncle to the rescue. He's like, they don't abduct black people. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that solves that. Okay, I can sleep easy now.
There was that sighting on Jerusalem. I don't know if you saw that on top of that mosque in Jerusalem.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It was something like that I saw. Yeah.
As a kid, everything my uncle told me, they don't do it to black people. They don't do it to black people. I started going to sleep saying, poor white people. They have all these things they have to watch out for while they
CM Boo says Dogman comic opportunity. LOL.
Too late.
There's already a Dogman and a
Dog. It's a kids comic. We sell them at Walmart. That's that one that's doing like better than everything else right now.
Yeah, Dogman, and he's came out with Cat Kid.
Yeah,
the Cat Kid Comic Club.
There you go.
That's what he calls it. Like he's making all types of money. He's like Daphne, making all the money.
Sure. I wish I was making Dogman money.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope Dogman's making Dogman money.
Yeah, I would hope so.
That's what I hope so. Yeah.
Daphne from Indie Boat Radio, and this is a good question you can answer because it's
porn related.
This guy says that he's got 7 issues of his book done. And by the way, his name is Chris. He says, I got 7 issues of my book done. But no place to publish it. He's been told to self-publish it himself. He wants to know how many issues should he print to start. So basically what he's asking is how many issues should he print, issue 1 and 2. Should he just print a bunch of 1?
That might be a great question for Mark as well.
Yeah,
because he's done a number of Guano Guy books. So
yeah. Which one do you guys want to go first?
I
Start
mean,
with 100, unless you just have people lined up.
Let's flip a coin.
Yeah.
I mean, because for me, like even starting with 100 might be too much if he doesn't have an audience for it. Because like that my first question is like, okay, what have you done with these 7 issues while you were doing them? Did you put them online? It's like, is it a web comic? Have you been building an audience, or you just did like 7 issues cold? And now you don't know what to do with them.
I believe so. I believe he's done 7 issues cold, and now he wants to know should he print issue 1 and 2? Should he print just issue 1 and see how issue 1 goes? Mark saying just print issue 1 and then you got 2 and 3 in the can. What do you think, Daph? Should he print?
Well, I mean, it's like I said, it's like, does he have an audience? Maybe,
he's gonna find out.
Like building that up. I mean, because it also depends on whether he just has the money to mess around and print comics willy-nilly. And because like, especially now that we don't have conventions, if there was conventions going on, I would say it's like, maybe print up 50 and start taking it to your local shows or something.
Speaking of willy-nilly, we've just added Russ Leach to the conversation.
Oh, there you go.
Unfortunately, I don't have a rhyming name.
But so you're saying just 50 of the first issue. Don't do the second. Don't do the third.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, though, if he doesn't have any place to sell it to, why does he need even that many to begin with? I mean, maybe it's time to build up an audience so he could do a Kickstarter and maybe offer issue 1 and 2, at the same time on the Kickstarter. But I mean, to just, that's the thing. It depends on the context of his situation with these 7 issues. Yeah,
I would say too, you got 7 issues, go ahead and do it as a trade. Here's why. In my opinion, if you got a trade, they get the whole entire story thus far. You sell them an issue, maybe issue 1 is great, issue 2 is okay, issue 3 is where you lose them. They're not picking up 4 and 5. If you got those 7 issues together, you got a chance to sneak that weaker issue in there, and they still got more book to read.
Well, the funny thing is that when we first started doing Kickstarter, the first thing we did was a trade. And to tell you the truth, if we had to do it all over again, we wouldn't have started with a trade. So, but the thing is, there's different audiences between people who collect individual floppies and people who collect trades. So yeah, it's like, so yeah, when we did the trade, yeah, like I said, if we did it again, we would have done individual issues first and then worked up to a trade, as opposed to just starting off with the trade off the bat. So yeah, so that's a kind of like your mileage will vary type of thing. And like I said, it depends on like who he's selling to, how big is his audience. You know, if we started doing shows, you know, if shows started up again, you know, it's like, okay, you know, print for that. Yeah, there's a lot of variables that he has to consider. But my main thing is like, who's your audience and do you have one?
Right.
Yeah.
Emily's Lasco in the chat says, "Happy New Year's Eve." Happy New Year's Eve, Emily.
Happy New Year's Eve. Yeah.
I have another question in here that has
Emily, you're always welcome in. Also, just let me know. Send me a PM if you want to come on. You're always welcome on. Sorry,
I can't wait to read this next. I can't wait to read this next question.
Uh oh.
That Kino Subway says, Russ, only death can save us is going to be sweet.
Yeah. The more I see like the finished book and stuff, I'm just like, dude, get it out.
There you go. Yeah.
It's feeling lovely. The last final prints off on Monday, and yes.
Sweet.
Right.
Russ, why don't you introduce yourself to our radio audience?
Hello there. Yeah, my name's Russ Leach. I am the Comic Book Black Belt. That's my YouTube call sign, as it were. So you can find me on YouTube as Comic Book Black Belt. I'm an illustrator. I've been illustrating my whole life. That's the way comic book artists are, isn't it? It's always like that. But I've been drawing comics in anger since 2010, and thoroughly enjoying myself. And at the moment, I have a book out called over on Indiegogo. It's still on in demand, picking up people all the time, which is great. Called Only Death Can Save Us. I've also worked on brands like Doctor Who, Cartoon Network, Ben 10, and Marvel stuff as well.
And that's Only Death Can Save Us over on Indiegogo. If you go over there and just take a look at that book, all you have to do is just take a look. Look at that. Let's blow that up.
Beautiful.
Hang on.
Awesome.
Do it again. Do it
There you
again. Look at that.
It's got. I've gone for a matte cover and some uncoated paper inside, so it's not newsprint, but it feels really nice. So it's got like a kind of a 90s Marvel one shot feel to it, and
can't wait to read it.
Yeah.
We're
really pleased with the print quality. So
Cool. Thanks to Trico, I've been watching this show called Bad Tenants, Rogue Landlords, and Russ started laughing because I'm watching it and I'm like, I'm listening to all the people in there. I'm like, wow, I'm picking up so many different like euphemisms and slang from the UK. It's terrific. I mean, so now like me and Russ are gonna be insulting people and they won't know what we're saying.
I insult people all the time. They know exactly what I'm saying because I make sure they know that I'm insulting them. There you go.
Well, because I noticed something they say is like these guys, these squatters had moved into a church and they wouldn't get out, and they said, yeah, these people, you're hurting the community. And say they put up 2 fingers to the community, and then later on they're like, someone else says, yeah, this basically put up 2 fingers to me. And I'm like, so they don't say you flipped me the bird. They don't say you basically said, they say you put up 2 fingers.
Well, that's because
well, you could have said
flip off with 2. Yeah.
Deuces.
But it's quite a British thing. Yeah.
But here's the thing: you think it's a British thing. But when I see 2 middle fingers go up, I think Stone Cold Steve Austin. I typically think redneck. I'm like, oh, he flipped me double birds. Great, sweet.
When I found out my old buddy at work, Jerry, he was stationed in England for a time, so he irritated me one time, and I gave him the British salute, and he started laughing. He knew exactly what I was getting at. It was so funny. But my mom was raised by her grandmother, and her grandmother was from England, so that was just common. the C word wasn't a big deal in our household. Like it, but it's extremely offensive to people
everywhere else.
It's a very offensive word. Yeah. Well, I've been amazed at how often I've heard it in the last 4 years. I don't know if it's anything to do with Trump, but it seems to me that I've heard it a lot more in Americana than ever before, and it seems to crop up quite a lot. Whereas over here, it's reserved. It's reserved for those people, usually about politicians, it must be said, but it's reserved for those people that you really want to call something, you know?
Yeah.
So, there you go.
We have a series over here that's starting up on Netflix this next month that's by Nicolas Cage, where they go in and explore the origin for swear words. I'm sure that's going to be one of them.
Interesting, yeah.
Oh, Nicolas Cage, he'll just do anything.
Yeah, you should see the pilot for it. It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. We can't play it. Well, we probably could play it here, actually. But,
well, just like the origin of the middle finger has to do with archery and usage of the longbow and how much the British hated the French.
Le Brexit. We've done it again. Don't worry. Give it another 10 years. There'll be a war.
Yeah, you know.
So from Indie Vote Radio. Okay, I'm gonna phrase this without. Okay, fuck it, I'm just reading it. So okay,
do what you got to do.
This is from Gwen, and Gwen said, "Hey guys, so I'm in a bit of a pickle. I recently released a comic, and those who funded me early in the first 24 hours got a special DVD with the comic. Okay. It's not been fulfilled. Now, the DVD has her as a cosplaying as her character, engaging in coitus with the villain.
Is it graphic or is it like, you know, are we talking red boots?
It's a home produced video.
Can she I mean, legally do that on crowdfunding.
Sorry, it's been a rough year.
Yeah. Is OnlyFans not an option? I mean,
so the DVD went out with the comic.
Okay.
And the idea, the idea was that you had to be 18 in order to purchase it.
Right. Okay.
Unfortunately, she's already got a call because the DVD has found itself in the hands of 4 minors, and she is actually going to be charged with distributing
pornography.
That's my nightmare scenario.
Did she have herself protected by making people admit that they were 18 or older when they ordered the book?
Well, apparently, but she wants to know, you know, is she and do we believe that the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund will help her out here?
No. Comic Book Legal Defense Fund, it's probably not going to step in on this because it's not directly about comics. It's indirectly about your book. But in all seriousness, Gwen, you really need to consult a lawyer now.
You really do. Yeah.
You need to get one on retainer. It's going to cost you some money, but you need to defend yourself on this as quickly as possible.
Now, these are the parents of the kids who are saying they're going to charge her, not official charges yet. So.
Okay.
Well, I mean, still though, like I said, that's a nightmare scenario for me. I would a lawyer.
Yes,
I mean, really,
Daphne, how is this going to come up?
Oh, well,
I was wondering the same thing, Mark.
Were you not paying attention to my Kickstarters the last couple months?
That's why you have like the label.
Missed out on some stuff. Obviously, I'm not paying enough attention.
Surely the defense on that is that if it was done via a credit card, you need to be 18 to have a credit card.
That's what I'm thinking too.
It's very true. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. They got some of those credit cards you can get your kids now.
But then that's why she needs a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like if she's selling stuff, because the whole thing, because it's kind of like with the whole COPA thing that happened on YouTube, where it's like all of a sudden everybody was responsible for everybody's kids.
Yeah.
So so the thing is, you know, so the whole defense behind, you know, like why COPA shouldn't affect us is the fact that you have to be over a certain age to even sign up for a YouTube account.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, like YouTube doesn't even collect data. Like I can't find data over anybody under 13, even though technically they were collecting data. But in the end, that had nothing to do with the individual creators. That was on YouTube. But still, they were making us responsible for kids watching stuff that maybe wasn't appropriate. But it's like, hey, they're not supposed to be on this side of YouTube anyway.
Exactly.
So yeah. So with this is like, yeah, she could say that it's like, look, you know, you had to be 18 to order this, because you have to be over 18 to even function in the way you can purchase stuff online. And be on the website and whatnot. But lawyer.
And if parents are leaving it somewhere where their kids can get a hold of it, that's on the parents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sounds like you're dealing with angry moms, and that's never any fun.
Right.
Definitely get yourself a lawyer, or at least get the counsel of a lawyer. Right. And I sincerely hope that you had some sort of break wall in there where somebody had to either check a box or tell you that they were over the age of 18 before having the DVD sent to them.
Right. Oh, and Mark, to give you a real answer though, it's like I do furry porn. I did sketchbooks of furry porn.
That's why you put like a warning on the cover, 18 and up or whatever.
Like when I did my Kickstarter for my last sketchbook, which was furry porn, it was like, it was constant. It was the whole thing about constantly reminding people this is an adults only book. It's not for kids. It's not, it's cartoon, but it's definitely not for kids. And, it's that constant grind of like reminding people that it's like, this is not for kids.
Yeah.
But then there's this whole concern that it's like, all you need is one mom finding this in their kid's bedroom, and it's like, oh, great.
And Joe says, you need a lawyer now. Gwen, reach out to your state's bar association as soon as possible. Thing is,
Pop says mom mob Pop.
Unfortunately, the era of self-responsibility is has gone.
Just take that away from your kid, and then you get on to them about getting it.
Yes, exactly.
Just parenting.
Yeah, parenting. That's the one.
For you.
Oh, that old gag.
Yeah,
Mark, do you ever get any slack from having guano in your guy's name?
Occasionally, sure. But I try to explain to people it's not really an offensive word, and it's a totally humor comic, and it's a gag, and the starting gag is very obvious, so.
And it's a highly potent fertilizer.
Well, anybody who gets mad at,
and I assure them, we're not throwing that. The character isn't throwing stuff on people. That's not what we're doing. It's just a silly name. Usually, the Hispanic community likes it. They usually see Guano Guy and giggle. So
poop is funny.
It's rarely come up, but when it does, I'm generally like, oh, come on.
And anybody who gets mad, that name must be batshit crazy.
So curious, extending on this question that's come up, but Marv, Russ, different countries, how serious is? America's still odd in that there's tons of production of adult material, but still very
Victorian attitude.
Kind of like we can't decide to be horny or pure, at the same time.
It certainly is the case that if you see a nipple in America, it can cause the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
I don't think nipples have that same effect in the UK.
No, they don't.
There are people that are a bit uppity about it. But for the most part, it's live and let live. I think we have a new generation of Puritans that have turned up, and most of them are on Twitter. But the general public, to be frank, don't give a shit.
That's a virus they probably caught from here in the States.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's definitely come transatlantic. Yeah. But I think the general public don't seem to really give a monkey's. They do whatever they do. People still like Carry On movies. I don't know if you know what Carry On movies are, but they're incredibly politically incorrect and very, very stupid and funny. So, and ITV still run them. So the general public are still consuming that kind of tat, and quite happy to do so.
It's good that you keep some level of a sense of humor, because over here it's like everybody has to tread lightly, and comedians no longer even do campus or adult shows because they're afraid they're going to offend somebody with their comedy.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Careful. We can't show that here in the States.
Yeah.
Oh no, my poor sensitive eyes.
Suddenly we're going to be off of YouTube.
Yeah.
This is a book from 1976.
Yeah.
Beautiful book from 1976. And we have here a young girl, a teenage young girl, showing nipples, but it's in the jungle, so it's totally natural that something happens, right? So I don't know. This is a French comic book. So here in Europe, we look at the body of the woman body or the man body naturally. We don't.
Yes.
When we see nude, we don't see porn here in Europe. So I don't know why everybody in the States have to post something with with dots
with a little bar over it. Yeah.
Well, because of the mom brigade.
Yeah. The newspaper.
Why Wolverine can have his nipples? Why Wolverine can show his nipples and why?
Wolverine can show his nipples, but he can't smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And we do have some of that in the UK. I think we're halfway between Europe and America as ever. And so we do have some of that. The European approach to nudity and to art is so much more open-minded and always has been. And that's just the nature of the difference between Europe and Britain. But it's not as bad as it is in America. But we do have the puritanical brigade, and there are people that in something you just said, comedy has suffered over here badly. It's like if you're on the BBC, you can't be sort of. And this is not me saying I'm either way inclined, but you can't be sort of like pro-Brexit on the BBC, okay? Because you'll be pilloried. They won't have you on. You'll just lose your gigs. Or if you've got some kind of political opinion and it's not what the BBC want it to be or what mainstream media like, then you're off. And actually, what's been growing is a growing movement on YouTube of British comedians who are just about freedom of speech. So it's like it's okay to take the mickey out of everything. That's a very British phrase to laugh at. To laugh at all sides of politics. Okay?
So, Subway says you're ruining Varian's clean corporate image with all of the nipple
furry porn. So yes, it has had an effect, but we're nowhere near as drastic as what's going on in the States.
Now, Russ, I find that interesting. Are you saying to me that Britain and you actually people in the UK are unhappy with the BBC?
Well, there's a growing movement of defund BBC.
Really?
And most of it is down to the fact that the BBC is very woke. So they like to have their quotas and they like to do certain things in certain ways. And again, there's nothing wrong with equality is everything. If you're a libertarian, I personally would consider myself a libertarian. Equality is everything, okay? Yeah. But it's about equality of opportunity. For, so everybody should be treated the same. And the BBC is a little bit sort of off kilter there. It's not doing its job. But on top of that, it's kind of like let's say it, from my personal perspective, I follow a bit of politics and I follow a bit of what's going on in the world, and I saw what they were talking about with Syria, for instance. Now, you may disagree or agree with me, but I think there was a lot of bad information about Syria, and the BBC would only give one side. It's been going on like that for a long time, where they've slowly been. So it's not like they lie to you; they only give you their opinion, and they have diversity of sex and gender and race in the and religion in the BBC, but they don't have diversity of thought. And because of that, it's making a lot of people sort of go, well, we're forced to pay £157 a year for this, and we don't necessarily want it.
Now it dawns on me.
Yeah.
It dawns on me that we're talking about very different BBCs.
The BBC World Service.
Well, no, there's also
brilliant.
There's also BBC.
No. Don't go there. Don't go there.
Varian is determined to stay demonetized.
There's a different definition of BBC.
Don't you do that to me, Varian.
We have BBC here. We have it here, and I like watching it because not that BBC.
Keep digging that hole, Mike.
Of course, you like watching that BBC.
Let's explain to the audience what a glitter taco is.
We ended up talking about glitter tacos last night. This is
Varian, you practically fell on your own sword on this one. Like you set up the premise and then just walked right on into it.
Yeah, it's like that rake you put there in the lawn, like it's gonna hurt somebody later, and then you step in. This joke was a lot funnier when it wasn't happening to me.
Tell us more about how you like the BBC.
Yeah, got me a heap of trouble. Hello, Meredith.
Meredith Logren's now joined us. Meredith, how are you?
Good morning.
So, some people like it, but Varian, he loves the BBC. He can't.
Oh, I'm never gonna live that one down. Now that's gonna.
We're all gonna need lawyers after this.
I just walked in.
Well, Meredith, you just walked in.
We're gonna need a lawyer.
No, Varian's a big fan of the BBC.
Yeah. Meredith, we were discussing a young lady who wrote in. She did a comic book. Her early bird supporters got a DVD that she produced of her. She cosplayed as her character.
Amateur porn, pretty much.
Yeah. She shot a video of her character. She was cosplaying as her character with her boyfriend, who just as the villain, engaging in, an activity, an adult activity. That went out with the comic book to the early bird supporters. Now she's gotten some angry parents that, hey, my kid got this DVD. I'm going to the police to bring you up on charges, and she wants to know, is there something she can do? Would the comic book legal defense fund help her? And I'm like, right, because it's not a comic book. If it was in the comic, maybe, but this is something you produced that went along with the comic, and you should have put a warning in that.
Well, we don't know if she did or didn't.
Yeah,
but you see, that's the thing.
Right,
I would think if she's actually sending out amateur porn, cosplay porn, there should have been a warning. I mean, I'm hoping there was a warning.
This porn is amateur.
Yes. It's like
professional porn.
Right, exactly. It's like, we're not talking about
disclaimer. I don't see ours.
Yeah. I know what happened.
You're hiding.
I know what happened. The father got the DVD. He blamed the kid because the wife found about it.
Well, it's kind of like on Halloween. There's this whole thing about, poisoned candy and stuff. And when you actually look into it, it's parents who are actually poisoning their own kids and then blaming Halloween candy for it when they get busted.
It was a dad in Ohio, I think it was.
Yeah. So this, I would put money. There's some truth in that it's dad that got it, and
and the kid
they're passing the buck. Yeah.
Mom found it under the bed.
Mars got a good point. What if dad was the one that got the DVD and put it in the players in there watching it, and his wife walks in, he's like, those damn kids
exactly.
One of those Marvel comics they got. That's that's Firecrotch there. She as you can see, she's
What did I walk into?
Firecrotch.
Usual nonsense.
Well, this is a really great cover story because it's like 5 minutes beforehand. He goes to his son and it's just like, listen, you're gonna have to take the hit on this one.
Right? Yeah.
Go along with it. I panicked, and this was the best I could come up with.
But you get to watch the DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta take the fall.
You gotta help me out on this one, son. Okay.
Is this what you're into? Is this what you like to watch? And the son's going.
I think there's more truth in that.
Yeah. Meredith, it's your birthday.
It is.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Where's the cake?
Pop says happy birthday.
I have cheesecake in the refrigerator.
Cheesecake.
You prepared.
Oh yes.
That'll work.
I ate a lot of cheesecake a couple years ago, and now all of a sudden it's like it just won't agree with me anymore.
Wait,
I'm looking at it like maybe that's not a good breakfast choice.
So that stuff does spoil over time, you know.
It's the end of the year. Screw it.
It's your birthday. You can do what you like on your birthday.
Yeah, no.
It's
I wish.
It's not a great time of the year to have a birthday.
No, it's not. It's terrible. These end of the year birthdays, and this month has usually December is a terrible month for me. For whatever reason, but my grandbaby was born on the 23rd, so I'm a first-time grandmother as well.
Yay.
And I lived to 49.
Right.
Yay!
I can't imagine at some point next year when I'm 39, freaking out about it. I'm like, man, that's 1 year from 40. I'm freaking out.
You freaking baby.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
So get used to it, mate. It only gets worse.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I thought Lola was having, and that's fine because I'm looking at Lola and she's like, I'm 31, and I'm like, I remember 31.
I remember 31.
I'm like 31 was sick.
I'd rather not remember 31.
No.
I think the 30s was like a good middle decade between not knowing anything and not knowing enough.
Yeah. Like right now, I'm like, I'm in a really good place. And after this, it's downhill. I mean, things are going to be falling off or falling out or stop working and all that stuff. And, basically halfway to dead. So, hey, happy New Year, everybody.
I was in my 30s for at least 25 years.
It was me holding on to the term that the 60 was the new 40, but
no. 60 is 50, 40 is 40.
No, 60 is the new 40.
It's a number to me. It's just a number to me. And half the time I forget how old I am anyway. People are like, how old are you? And I'm like, 50. And my husband's like, no, you're not. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
I still write down that it's I still write down that it's 1994 sometimes on paperwork. So
there you go.
Yeah. 10 years ago was not the 80s.
Oh man, shush, shush, Daphne.
Yeah,
that just blows the mind.
Lola's always, I have to write down her birthday, and I was like, man, I remember writing that. I remember writing that on school papers when I was a kid, and I remember writing 1989 on my school papers, and that's the year you were born. Man, you missed all the good cartoons. You missed everything. What she got? Snorkels. That's what she has.
There was quite a lot of awesome stuff for the 80s kids.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of great cartoons in the 90s. The Batman, the X-Men. You remember Beetlejuice cartoon? There was the Tasmania cartoon was a lot of fun.
See, I was always uncomfortable with the Beetlejuice cartoon because it was like I had seen the movie, and I'm like, now imagine if you had just seen that cartoon and then watched the movie, you'd be lost, what's going on here? Because the cartoon made it as if Lydia and he were a couple.
The different.
Yep.
No, not a couple. No, they were just friends.
Well, yeah, but
everybody shipped them back then. Though.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, everybody shipped them.
Yeah. It's like it was like because he called her babe in the cartoon, as I recall.
Yeah.
He just calls people that.
Right, but I think that he kind of did that in the movie too. That he was that like casual like that, you know.
Well, yeah, in the cartoon, I think he definitely. I mean, the movie, he definitely wanted to.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he was definitely.
As a kid, I guess I definitely look at it like this was two different things. Okay. Like the movie version and the comic was much more just silly. Yeah. And fun and goofy, and they always hung out in the Dead World, and there was a lot of ridiculous Dead World characters that didn't exist in the movie.
Sorry. I had the toys for the movie, and later on I got some of the toys for the thing, and it was, you remember how many R-rated toys they had? Like, well, I had RoboCop and Terminator, and I'm in my bedroom killing the motherfucker.
Alien.
Yeah. The wife and I's first date was Beetlejuice at the theater.
Oh. All
right.
I was moved in within the week.
It was a really good movie date.
Yeah, yes, it was. It's a very good movie date.
Russ, are your theaters open back over there? Are they open again? Or?
I don't know. We've all just been locked down again, tier 4.
Yeah,
It's all been get in your hole. This thing's extra contagious.
Well, no, nobody's got any proof of that.
I know.
It's just
that's what they're saying.
It's a prediction. It's another one of these bloody projections you get from statisticians and epidemiologists that they don't actually know. They just tell you. So everybody's got to stay in their homes and stop having a livelihood.
Yeah,
right,
it's been like that since March all over the world. So.
Yeah, it's like even if it was more contagious, they're saying it's like, well, but it's the same thing we're going through now. So
exactly. You still.
So what's the point?
You're still talking about less than 400 people died since February or something under the age of 50 without any comorbidities.
I mean, granted, it sucks to be one of those 400 people.
Yeah, but again, over here, it's like if they test you on January 1st and you get knocked over by a bus on January 30th, you've died of COVID.
Yes.
It's
the same over here too.
I'm not a denier. Like COVID is a real thing.
Yes.
Just like the flu last year was a real thing, and the year before. But I think there's a huge amount of incompetence gone on in the government. That's what it comes down to. I'm in no way saying that this isn't a horrible thing, and people do need to be protected, but they've absolutely massively cocked it up. They effectively sent people back to the care homes right at the start, and in order to cover their collective backsides and make themselves look great, they're screwing the whole country, because most people in the government will have their pension and don't have to worry about money.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And so I think they've screwed it so badly for everybody. Absolutely, there is something out there, and it needs to be contained. It needs to be dealt with, but not in the way they're doing it. It's just hideous, absolutely hideous. But we do have the vaccination. We have the vaccine coming, and people are being vaccinated now. And I think they've actually changed it. Last I heard, they were getting older people and people with comorbidities, those that were susceptible. But they're also doing care home people, like carers, medical staff, and all that kind of thing. So
yeah, one of my
fingers crossed, everything's going to start getting better this year, and we can move on from this.
One of my patrons, she lives in Christchurch, England.
Right.
She's a nurse, and she got her vaccine last week.
Oh, that's cool.
She said that no side effects. So
I mean, the whole thing about I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not very trusting of any government, to be brutally honest. I'm not a trusting person in that way. I'm very skeptical, but when it comes to medical things, you've got to listen to the doctors, because they know what they're talking about. My son's a chemist, and he was talking about vaccines and saying you've really got to trust this, because these people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So as much as I'm a little untrusting of the authorities, I'll be doing it as well if it turns up. But I'm sort of. I just had my birthday the other day, actually, Meredith. That's why I mentioned it to you. Thank you. So yeah, I'm sort of edging up. edging up the scale as far as age is concerned. So
everybody is.
Yeah, I won't be first on the list. But I'm, I'll be a little way down. I think my father-in-law's just had his first jab the other day, or today it might be. So things are happening. You got to look forward to next year and hope that we're all going to get out of this and make the world a better place. Let's do it.
Yeah.
First thing you got to do is buy more comics. That's what
yes,
you gotta do.
absolutely.
Yes. For our radio audience, we have added John Celestri.
Hello.
Thus putting Daphne into the Ann B. Davis square, or if you're old enough, the Paul Lynde position.
I was more of like a Waylon Flowers type of,
Waylon and Madam, we'd have to put you over here.
I'd wonder what the actual Paul Lynde position is.
It's center square.
I would imagine it's bright and flowery, though.
Yeah,
there you go.
And it ends with a great one-liner that everybody laughs at for 5 minutes.
Which I do not.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
No pressure on you, Daphne.
Oh no, absolutely not. Right? Yeah.
I'll
bet you're quoting Pink Floyd lyrics or something. I don't know.
Meredith, not everything falls off. Let's put it this way: you're still a kid,
Well, who's the comedian that said at some point they stop looking at your front end and start looking at your back end? I'm about there.
Phyllis Diller.
Yes, folks, we're that old.
Varian, she used to be a comedian.
Yeah. I know. My mother used to refer to people as Phyllis Diller sometimes.
I remember listening to Billy Connolly do a piece on getting white pubic hair, and that no one ever told me that was going to happen. That was quite good.
There's that discussion going right in the gutter again. Hello, everybody. Watching the MABLSD.
We're not monetized anyway, so screw it.
None of us are here to talk about our porn career, but we sure are going to try.
Indigo Radio wants to know how come. By the way, guys, how come? And we've asked this question before, but independent comic books are when they're crowdfunding. It is no less than $15 an issue. No matter this person says, no matter the size of the book, it's always $15. No less than $15 an issue.
Numbers.
Numbers.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're looking at 15. If they were in stores, it might be a little cheaper. But
if I could sell to 10,000 people, I could half the cost of my book.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's like what my last. Let's see. Well, it's like our average amount of people that we sell to on Kickstarter is like maybe like 60 people. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about we're only buying 60 books. You're not going to get a price break on that. And plus shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only reason that you're crowdfunding is because the only people who support you are people who want to support you as a writer, as an artist, and they know going in it's a little more expensive, but just face it. As you say, Daphne, you only have a certain number of as a print run because you're not going to go over, and because there are no stores really that will support you. Not a large amount. I mean, so they'll take maybe 2 or 3 books, and that's about it. So unless you have a really big closet, you're not going to store a lot of books. And
exactly.
But anyway, I think $15. Does that include shipping?
Usually does. I mean, from what I've
seen. I mean, I think
not necessarily. It all depends upon the product.
Yeah.
I think
mine was plus shipping.
Yeah, I usually see like 15, and then it'll be like $4 or $5 extra for shipping. You're at like $20, $25.
But $15 for what? It's like my book is 60 pages of story. It's 100 pages in total, and it's $25. Okay, that's expensive. Okay, I know it's expensive, but there is there is an aspect of bringing as much quality as you can to a product, and then it becomes a niche product, doesn't it? So it depends how you approach it. But yeah,
and
numbers
Russ,
will
for
always make it easier.
The type of trade that you're doing and the and all that is pretty typical. $25 on a crowdfunding campaign.
Larry
that, I would consider that to be a dead-on price.
Right.
Well, I was doing I did on Twitter a poll, and I said, okay, for a say a mature adult book, is $10? Would you pay? Is $10 a good price, a right price for something that's for a 50-page episodic story? And that came about 83% out of, that said yes, that's about right. $10 for 50 pages, plus maybe $5 shipping, so that's $15 there. But it's a 50-page book, and it's also material that you're not going to get in your corner store.
Yeah.
Rebel Gaming says these people got to understand that crowdfunding indie books are basically luxury items.
Yeah, you
specialty items.
Yeah, this is not browsing your local comic book store or like looking at the comic section with little wrinkled comics they have at Walmart or something. You either have to you have to want it, and then it's like if you really want it, price is not going to be as big of a deal.
Yeah, kind of like tattoos. You don't need them. You want one, so you're willing to pay $500 for a tattoo if you really want it, and from a quality artist. So,
But just remember that once at a certain age, it starts to turn into a raisin.
Yeah, see, as a tattoo artist, you kind of have to plan ahead and look at the design that the customer's wanting.
Yeah.
And then try to talk them into something that will age well.
Yeah.
What we were talking about earlier, though, as a prime example of how we are going in this art form from being a mass-produced, cheaply done, disposable entertainment to being art, to being sequential art. And there's a large difference there as the quality grows. Yes, of course, the price point is going to evolve as well. And $25 for a thick book, graphic novel, is not out of the question. $15 for a 32-page floppy, on the other hand, might be a little high. And everybody's got their price acceptance points, unless it's a specialty book.
Right.
Yeah.
Indie Vote Radio. Good question for us to everyone to answer. Guys, hi. First time ever writing in. This is from Bill. Thanks for writing in, Bill. He says,
Hi, Bill.
what are your biggest, as far as the industry is concerned, what are your biggest regrets for this year and biggest accomplishments for this year? And what do you look forward to having happen next year? Should I go first?
Yeah, go.
My biggest accomplishment for this year is not killing anyone. No, I think growing Indie Vote has been pretty cool. That's been, I've been pretty lucky in that aspect. My biggest regret. Rob Anderson usually says that I'm known as I'm someone who kicks the gate open. And that's been my problem for years, kicking that damn gate open. Hey, come on, you'll make comics? Yeah, come with me. I'll show you how. Then I get in there and realize, oh, this person does not want to make comics. They're about to grift my industry. I've done that a few times. I did that very recently. It was really weird. I had a situation where, because of the different businesses I have, I was aware of COVID in December, November, December of 2019, and I remember telling someone, I said, "Hey, listen, I'm having a shipping problem because of COVID," and it's gonna mess up. It's messing up business in a way. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do. These books aren't gonna ship. And the person literally told me, I got the email still. I don't care. It's messing up my business. I'm like, well, is there anywhere else you can get the books printed? They did not care. I'm like, people are dying over in China. I don't know what's going on. They're not shipping anything. And I'm like, wow, that was kind of cool. I mean, Randy remembers it. And it was funny because later on, that same person said, hey, man, could you cut me a bit of a break because of COVID?
Of course.
It's weird, but I regret that. And I regret not just that, but I regret bringing people in the industry even past that. They wanted to do it harm, wanted to grift, wanted to get they hope to gain influence and try to grift as many people as they possibly can. I regret that. And the next year, I am looking forward to maybe some of the toxicity dying down. There's a lot of toxicity. There's a lot of people who, again, are in this industry. And I hate to say I'll bring it down, but it is. It's like people who they want to grift. They want to put out content that doesn't exist. So they'll draw up a panel or two and hey, back my book. Yeah, that is the Griff King. Back my book, and then there's no book.
Yep.
There's no book. They just came here to make some quick money, and hopefully a lot. Yeah, hopefully a lot less of that in the future in 2021. And I'm hopefully going to do my part to make sure that I don't bring any of that in. Yeah.
Well, I think one of our greatest accomplishments, though, is this channel and this network. We've gotten such a reach. Do you know what our radio numbers are right now, Varian?
They have been having a problem
getting them up.
Yeah, I have not been able to get them. Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't ask.
Okay. Well, we've gotten such a reach, and we know that we're out there hitting thousands and thousands of people just from the wide variety and so many different places on my friends list on Facebook have come in the last few months. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Plus, personally, for me, I think one of the my conquests has been actually starting a crowdfunding book that I don't want to solicit for until it's finished, and starting a second book that's more of an anthology that we're hoping to get a lot of curators and contributions for, that we can promote right at the start of this next year. So, and I'm really looking forward to 2021, getting more product out there into this market, getting my feet wet in crowdfunding and helping to move this art form forward. So, Meredith, what say you? Oh, wait, before you let me just add also, my biggest regret is that I had a bunch of conventions planned, at least 3 this year, that I've had to cancel, and that's been a huge regret, both financially and mentally, because I look forward to those shows in order to connect with friends and family, and it just didn't happen this year. Luckily, there's been streaming and Indie Volt Radio Network to help fill that gap. So go ahead, Meredith.
For me, I really don't have any regrets. I try to live without them. If there's a problem, you kind of deal with it. And I really only have one regret in my life, and I'll settle with her when I see her one day, because she's dead. So, there isn't anything I can do about that. Not to be a downer or anything like that. But, this year it was just nose to the grindstone and keep working, keep creating, keep networking and things like that. So, I mean, my accomplishments, I don't want to yank off my arm and pat my own back, but that has been my accomplishment, is to just keep working. Building up a Geek Insider network, being a part of Indie Volt, working on my own things, building up that network, writing my first script, getting my first comic credit, launching. Right now, it's a successful campaign, and I've got 27 days to go. So a lot of things that I am grateful for and I'm humbled by. And, my goal is basically to stay on that learning curve and stay a little bit uncomfortable because I'm in the pursuit of educating myself and learning so many things. There's no excuse for me to be bored.
I hear
That's
you.
about it.
Marv, regrets, accomplishments, stuff you're looking forward to next year?
Well, this year has been a blast for me. So everything is going well. This was one of the best years of my life, the best as an artist. I've met you guys and the guys from Terraform Comics, Rob, and I've been blessed this year. And the only regret that I have is not starting to write. I wish I was able to start writing sooner or earlier. I wrote The Witch that I loved. I'm working on Deadly Love. It's a story about death, falling in love with a mortal. God's Pack, I'm working on that too. I'm working on The Sin Killer. So what I want next year is to be as good as this one and be able to finally publish The Sin Killer, and then who knows? So yeah,
great.
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Good. Daphne.
Yeah. As much as people, rightfully grousing that 2020 sucks. If I really think about it, it's like I actually can't relate. This has been a really good year, and to write off of what Marv said it's because I met you guys. And because of that, it put me mentally in a different place when it came to my creativity. And I mean, I was just seeing a lot of artistic milestones this year that it's like, I don't think that without the chaos going on, I would have ever pushed myself a certain way. And I'm just really looking forward to bringing that momentum into 2021. I started, I now have a full color comic. I finished the scripting, the entire series. I have a completed story on script on a story I've been working on for 20 years. I mean, it still blows my mind. It's like my art took a big jump that I never would have considered, under any other circumstances. And it's like, I'm good.
Daphne, you also knew that we would harass you about falling short on the art. Daphne, I don't know if I like that elbow you drew there.
The elbows. Yes, I still do have a problem with elbows. Yes.
I don't know how Seth is dealing with it, knowing that every artist on this page is looking at him drawing. Seth. especially I'm sitting there, I feel bad for him because Randy's watching and I'm like, Randy's probably saying, yeah, he can fix this, can fix that. No,
Randy's not saying nothing. Actually, he was watching Seth texturize that shirt and going, wow, that's pretty good.
And I swear, we really should just do an entire episode where it's just all us just working on something and talking.
Just draw. We should just all draw a bunch of thirst traps.
Yeah, exactly. until Randy tells me my shirt looks like feathers, or my feathers look like leaves, which
one offhand comment at a convention. He'll never let me live it down.
Sometimes all it takes to get somebody to make the next jump,
Yeah, and it did because it made me take time to learn. Oh, I better make this look good because
because it's like what Russ says. It says drawing with anger.
Yeah. See, it's either an encouragement or it discourages you, and it's all in how you take the criticism.
Right.
And back to the question was, what are you looking forward to next year, and do you have any regrets and biggest accomplishments for this year?
Seth, it's up to you.
Oh, I definitely regret not getting to do more art this year, but then again, I was working 2 jobs, and one of those was an essential job, so I was getting overtime thrown at me, so I didn't get much time to do more art. But one of the good things that did happen is that my other job was at a Halloween store, and the owner let me sell my merch up there. He let me kind of put up like a little area, and it proved to me that my stickers and my buttons and stuff like that are actually marketable. And if I get them out in front of the right group of people in the right market, that I could actually potentially make a living off of just selling stickers, prints, and buttons and stuff like that. So just
Awesome.
trying to up my my merchandise game pretty much.
You're looking forward to anything in the next year?
I'd like to get more comic book stuff done for sure. That's my my biggest goal.
Yeah. Mark, how about you?
Yeah. Also, I mean, the travel restrictions and obviously not getting to see people much in person wasn't fun. But my job kept going. Being in aviation, that didn't quit. So that was fortunate because I'd only just got that job. I would have been real upset. Like, wait, I did all this work to get here. What do you mean it shut down? But yeah, I mean, professionally it went well. I went from being in debt to being in the green, so that was a plus.
Amen.
I got
really.
Yeah.
I got Guano Guy 2 and 3. That happened in the same year, so that was an improvement. Plus, I worked on Guano Guy 4 is already in the works. Got cover, got spread. The stories are written, and there's a big project coming out where I'm on like 15 stories in this big book, and I can't wait for people to see that one. I think it's going to be huge. Still can't say what it is yet, but so as far as creative work and trying to get more comics out to people and advance, that's gone real well. So it hasn't been an all bad year. Creatively, it's been one of the best. And like I got for Guano Guy 4, I've got a cover by a guy who I've liked since I was a kid. So that's I was super excited when that happened. Like, I can't believe what I'm getting. I've liked this guy forever. For his work. Yeah.
Nobody you can announce yet. You're just holding. You're gonna hold off on that and tease us until you start camping.
I mean, I can show you the image. It's really cool.
Hang on, let me blow up your window here. There we go.
Oh, yeah. The other way. Nope. I was going the right way.
Oh, look at that.
That's
sweet.
Yeah, obviously not planned here.
Yeah. Looks good.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, everybody.
Russ.
Oh, wow. I can't really say I've got any regrets for the year because, well, we've not really done much, have we? I've not been in a dojo as much as I'd like to be. I haven't hit anyone since March. And even worse, I haven't been hit since March. And I'm not really very happy about that. But other than the organised violence, I would say that it's been pretty much a good year. I mean, obviously, business fell off a cliff in May, but it gave me the opportunity to draw my own book, which I've been looking to do for such a long time. I got the opportunity because of the way that I was marketing it got some stuff here, to do some more traditional artwork because I've been doing digital artwork.
Hang on just a second. We got to blow that up. There we are. Wow.
So there's
that's gorgeous.
So that's kind of inspired me to go to the next part of the question and say, well, that's what I'm going to be doing more of that next year. I'm going to be getting a rostrum camera up and doing some more streaming, and doing some more traditional artwork as well as the digital stuff. So I've rounded off that little bit more, taken a few corners off as an artist. So I'm quite pleased with that. Obviously pleased to get the book out.
Yeah.
That's coming out in Jan. I'll be looking to make another book next year, but I've also bumped into some great people like yourselves, which has been absolutely brilliant finding you guys, and expanding my network and speaking to so many great creators. But I've also managed to pick up a book in the new year, so I'll be doing somebody else's book in the spring before I get back round to A Second Only Death Can Save Us. So yeah, it's all round. I can't really complain. It's been such a crap year for so many people, and my heart really reaches out to those people, especially those people that are, losing businesses and what have you. But but personally, it's been good for me in one way or another, and I'm really enjoying it. So bring on 2021. I've got more to give.
There you go, Mr. Celestri.
How come I'm Mr. Celestri?
Well, all right. Sorry, John. What do you got? John, what do you got?
Well,
just trying to give you the respect.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's more than what I get in the animation industry. But anyway, there you go.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's been a really interesting year with all of the stuff that's been going on. Financially, I mean, we're about as stable as we've ever been, the most that we've ever been. But then again, I'm retired, so I'm not, so I'm in good shape. So that's the great thing. Got my health. My wife Kathy's got her health too. So we're in great shape. We keep our bubble, and that's we're thankful for that. This year, the only regret I have for this year is that I haven't been able to reach the parents with my Snuffy and Zoe and Mega Moose, and that's something that I regret not being able to do that. And so, but once again, I fulfilled 4 campaigns this year. I've been I've done but in with the kids with the Snuffy and Zoe, it made me think, okay, let me go into adult stuff, and I'm pulling out something that I did 7 years ago, and so re-upping that. So now I have my projects to work on. I've got the new Bloodwing Angel. So that'll keep me going for. I think it would be forever, because it's basically I approach it as a newspaper comic strip, an old style thing where. There's no just one story. It just keeps on going. So that's something to keep me going too. That's what I need, because when you're retired totally, you have to self-generate. And I've always been a self-generator, but now this muscle has helped me keep on going and get up and keep moving. So all in all, it's been great. And meeting all you guys. I mean, once again, I didn't know I wasn't doing Facebook, and you said, "Hey, the only way we can see you, talk is be on Facebook," because at that time, I think it was back in April or something like that. That's when I first met you. So that's great.
Yeah. I think it was pre-bug.
Yes. Yeah. I was walking the street. Remember, I was on my walk and saying, "Well, I'm on my walk right now. Hi." And so then that was it. My comments on this show.
Yeah. I think that. I hear an echo for a second. It's weird.
Yeah, it just popped up and out. Yeah.
Rebel Gaming says, I plan to get signed. I look forward to Sailor Rogowski. I look forward to Naomi being on the cover for Punch-Out number 15.
He's going to get signed?
Yeah, he planned to get signed.
Oh.
So he said he planned to get signed. Yeah, I mean, and you can push those dreams to next year. I mean, there's always, that's why it's a dream. It's something that you want to happen. I think maybe next year I'll finally hit the lottery. Don't know for how much. I can hit for like $10, but I think next year will be the year I do it. Just keep those dreams alive. I think Randy and I plan on getting back together later tonight for another stream. Meredith, did Meredith say what she hopes for? Her biggest...
Hold on, I think Marv wants to say something.
We've went around. Marv's got his hand up. Marv, go ahead.
Yeah.
Just a question for Russ, please. Russ, are you thinking about publishing Only Death Can Save Us in black and white someday?
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, I'd like to do an oversized hardback.
Yes, like an IDW artist series type book.
But I think I'm going to need a little bit more interest in my work before I can afford to do that. I got 100, and I think I'm on 194 backers. The target for eventually the target will be 500. That's 500 plus. If I can get 500 plus backers, people that are interested in my work. I don't know who it was that said it, but I believe the expression is if you can get 1,000 fans, then you can make a living out of it.
Yes.
So if I can get sort of push past 500 backers, then there'll be the opportunity, I believe, to be able to do some kind of hardback black and white version. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Nine Realms just woke up. So holy crap! Look at this panel.
Hey, hi, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Varian, what was that question?
Varian, you are muted.
Muted.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering if she had answered that. What she hopes for this year or next year. But being the birthday girl, she gets a special wish. What do you want?
Spanx too?
I'm hoping for some of Marv's wine. I saw him slip some then.
Yeah.
Marv went from lunch wine to lunch wine to after lunch wine, pre-dinner wine.
That almost looks like an empty wine bottle.
That is an empty wine bottle.
Almost. Yeah. Almost.
There's a full one.
He's in late, early evening now, right?
Yeah, also a very European thing to do.
Yes,
wine with everything.
Yeah.
Is it very European if I put a little bit of whiskey in my coffee?
No, that's Kentucky.
That's
the same thing, John. That's Kentucky. Yep.
That's fine.
Irish.
Get a little shine working. Yeah.
Just a warning, since John missed out on the earlier part, you said you're going into adult material.
Oh, here we go.
Any furry or or adult content videos with your...
Don't make any DVDs.
No DVDs.
No filming and distributing yourself, doing any stuff.
Be careful.
Oh, well, yeah. When we say adult, we talk about mature. And we're talking about stuff where it's, nothing, what I'm drawing, you see on HBO. You see Showtime.
Yeah.
It really depends upon how prurient you want to be. It's not Sunday school material, even though it does have references to the Book of Job, which is a whole other story. So, it really depends on how tight you want to be.
That was something I was going to mention back when we had Gwen's question up and the CD that she had done is to ask those moms if they have Netflix.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they should be educating their kid here pretty quick.
Yep.
I was going to say, if you look at some of the old Sports Illustrated swimsuit covers, they're wearing these teeny tiny skimpy bikinis and stuff. That's okay.
That was about athleticism.
Well, to take it,
you put that, and you put it in the context of a comic book, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, my kid can't read that, and
who's reading? I'm looking at the pictures.
It's for the articles. It's all about the articles, Russ.
Right.
It's like going back to the beginning of the show when we were talking about, people give you crap about shopping at Hobby Lobby, but they're buying crap on Amazon all day long.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the difference? It's like, one makes you, one gives you your I did an activism buzz, and the other one is a place you have to shop at.
I'm going to start saying that. I did an activism today.
Yeah, exactly. I did an activism today. Yeah, exactly.
Well, once again, if we're talking about, to me, I want what my goal is, or what I hope will happen, is that the comics of the people that I'm with are developing forward and not just just regurgitating what's been in the past, because that market, that whole thing has been done to death, and we need new blood, new ideas. Open up the windows, as Pope John the 23rd said. Open the window. Start doing something that's fresh. Allow your imaginations to go, especially crowdfunding. No one, if you're crowdfunding, they know what they're getting. And so that's to me. I'm hoping for the next year that we all have something that we have grown in and just are pushing forward.
I'm sorry, last minute question, guys. And I'm not sure about this. Maybe it's a good way to end the show, but apparently this is from Keith, and Keith says, "Hey guys, got in trouble. Getting my content pulled from Indiegogo. Okay, so what's happened here is that Keith launched he was in the process of getting ready to launch his crowdfunding campaign. But before that, he had his website, and he was telling people to sign up to be an early, get notifications. We all do that.
Yeah.
Get notifications, subscribe, and we'll send you notes when we're getting ready to launch. Well, what he did was he also said, hey, he emails people and say, hey, to get the offer, drop him $1 deposit. So and because of that, you're going to get a lower price. You'll get money off. $1 deposit will guarantee you the best price for VIPs only. This is a wonder why $1. Hundreds of people subscribe, but not everyone is really interested. When you place this 100% money back guarantee deposit, you show me your true interest in my product. Show you how grateful I am for your interest. I guarantee you my best price. Only VIPs will get. Did you know that Tesla cars also do this to give discounts to early adopters? It's not about the money. It's all about the interest. Apparently, Indiegogo found out about that and spanked him real hard. Probably because he's making money outside of them.
Yeah.
It's because they don't get a cut.
Yeah.
Well, but not only that, though, with things like that, laws, there are weird laws about that stuff. And you really like that could be something that Tesla could get away with, but we couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like that's you really got to be careful with stunts like that. Because it's kind of like on Patreon, you can't run raffles. Because
you can't
gambling.
give away monthly thing
right.
at random.
Because it's considered gambling because you're paying to be on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's like, you got to be careful with stunts like that.
Yeah. I mean, if it was from his own website, but he had nothing to do, if it was just purely, he was crowdfunding from his own website, that would be different. But as soon as you start linking in with Indiegogo or Kickstarter, what have you, that's you're cutting into their 8%, and that's basically it.
Yes. Yeah. That's it exactly.
So they're
offering them a special price means that you're offering Indiegogo less money.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's something in their terms of service about that too.
I'm sure they put that in there. If not, it will be now.
Exactly. So they're getting ready to drop his project. So anybody who's thinking about doing that in the new year, don't do it.
My recommendation would be a sincere apology to Indiegogo to understand that you are cutting in on their income, and they survive off of these campaigns being successful, and they don't take that large of a percentage.
Yeah.
To be that in between service. It's not like you're dealing with,
it's not huge, no.
20, 30, 40% like you would with Diamond.
Right.
So keep that in mind. Fall on your sword. Apologize to Indiegogo. Tell them it'll never happen again.
Yeah.
And in order to keep your place there and your ability to continue to crowdfund.
Right.
And
that's my recommendation.
One campaign. It's just usually just like it's the one campaign that they that they put the kibosh on. Like you could probably do another campaign, like and just don't do that.
Yeah.
Just don't do that.
Yeah. and make sure you make sure you refund those people their money back, and apologize. And I would also wonder though, now that's got me thinking, how many times, like when people do those, say, subscribe for updates, is that a problem with it not actually, translating the sales or backers?
Yeah.
Because you got 400 people signed up for the subscription list.
Yeah,
only 10 people back. What the hell?
Yeah,
there's usually a 2%, that actually do anything.
And to counter that, I've been seeing a lot of campaigns lately do a first 24 hours special.
Yeah.
Where if you get up there, you sign in, you get in early in order to encourage everybody to kick your campaign off. Well, you offer them a premium for anybody signing up within the first 24 hours. And I think that's really the way to go, because then you're not spending on Indiegogo's money, and you're giving people something as a thank you for their patronization right off the bat. Yeah.
Just as long as it's not a really dubious DVD.
And we can think of it that way too. Like, imagine if you told everybody, "Hey, sign up. It's $1." First of all, that tricks. It's only $1. Okay, I'll sign up. I'll give them $1, and I'm guaranteed to get the lower price. Well, the problem with that is they you might be. I hate to say this, Keith, but some people might be thinking that you did that because people won't come back. So at least, if you did have 600 people that signed up for your mailing list, you got $600 free, and they might not actually back your book, but hey, you got $600. So, and I'm not saying you would do it, Keith, but somebody nefarious like myself might.
That evil mastermind corporation shit.
The funny thing is, it's like that's like you're running your own Patreon without Patreon.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll start with John. John, tell everybody where you can be found.
You can find me on Facebook as John Celestri, and on Indiegogo. I'm in demand with my John Celestri comics, and that's where I'm going to be sitting for quite a while now. With getting new material, and I'm on Twitter with at Celestri John, and YouTube. It's John Celestri. There's a whole bunch of free videos and tutorials and just interviews and such, animation and comics. That's where you can get me.
Very good, very good. And pop over there and check out John's artwork. And he's got again the Bloodwing Angel, which is always whenever I see the art, I have to stop and look like, this is awesome. This is awesome. I can't wait. And now, the narrator of Bad Tenants, Rogue Landlord. Is that it? Mr. Leach, where can you be found at, sir?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube as Comic Book Black Belt, and you can also find me at russleach.com or comicbookblackbelt.com. You can also find more about me and the book. OnlyDeathCanSaveUs.com. There is a link there to the Indiegogo campaign. It's currently in demand, and if you catch me before I go to print, so basically today, if you do it today, you will still get all the extras that everybody else has got in the main campaign. That's about it. You can also find me on the Twitter and on the Fleecebook. You can find me over on Instagram and on Parler when it works, which it doesn't.
And again, that's Only Death Can Save Us on Indiegogo. We put the link over in the chat. If you scroll up a little bit, there's a few links there to send you over to Only Death Can Save Us. And if you haven't signed on yet, you really need to go over and take a look at this product, because you will regret not getting in on the ground floor on this, because you want to talk about a professional, polished look. Campaigns rarely get any better than this. They never get really any better than this. It's a polished, professional looking book. I can't wait to read it. So,
Randy has a pile of books that he needs to get around to reading, but I
do.
He puts books on top of the pile. And I'm like, look at that one there, getting lower and lower.
I got Mark's book, all of Mark's books on there.
Yeah,
to be read. Yeah,
we all have those piles.
I will. I'm thinking about taking tomorrow off and doing nothing but reading comics.
Nice,
great way to start the year.
What happens is usually my health turns sideways, and I have to. Then I'm laying up, and I have to read. So yeah. Mark, where can you be found, sir?
Marv or Mark?
Mark.
You.
You. Yeah, Facebook, Mark Darden. It's a good place to find me. And I'll have, of course, post about the comics. And then also Guano Guy. You can find him on Facebook.
Yeah.
So in case you just want to follow that and not get any of my life stuff going on, just fine. Those are the two best spots. I'm on Instagram, but just not as much as I used to be. So that's why I feel like Facebook's the better one. That's where I really communicate quite a bit with people and chat and message. And March 2020 be the new Guano Guy issue. So it's coming.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll be here before you know it. Yeah. It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, well. Marv, where can you be found?
That's Marv. Marv, where can you be found? Are you there? You're frozen.
Oh no.
Oh.
It was going all so well.
Yeah, we're going real good there for a minute.
Yeah.
Marv, are you there? Come in, Marv. Could be
Well, you can check out Marv at the Sin Killer. I know he's got the Sin Killer.
He's got Sin Killer coming out next year.
Yeah. And then
see him around.
Yeah,
maybe the wine has got him. Maybe that's completely live. It's just the wine.
It is live.
It could be the wine.
No, he's come back.
Marv, where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm here. So yeah. Hope so.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, Marv.
Yeah, he's got a lot of lag.
Portuguese.
Yeah, you can find me on.
Is it lag or is it wine?
So you can hashtag Sim Killer Comic Book, and you'll find me there. So it's easy to find me. So Marv artwork, and check it out. Yeah, it's gonna be a very cool comic book.
And if you get with Marv over on Facebook, he's been putting up his progress as he goes along. It's been really interesting. Yeah, real great stuff.
Miss Lage.
Yes. So if fantasy comics is your thing, you can go to egoworks.com, EGOWORKS.com, and talltalesonline.com. That's TAILS, where you can read both my comics for free. However, if you prefer them in color, I am starting my Kickstarter on Monday for Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, issue 1. And you can sign up at the two websites for updates when that goes live. And also, if you're into art tutorials, demos, and the occasional commentary video, you can find me on YouTube at Daphne Lage, Lage art.
Very good, very good. Seth, Goblin Grimm, you there?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram mostly, Facebook, once in a while even on Twitter. It's Goblin and then Grimm, so it's Goblin Grimm, and Grimm with 2 M's. Mostly doing comic booky stuff, and I really want to do more horror, which was my goal this coming year. So anybody that's got any commissions or whatever that they want done for some scary horror type stuff, I'm all about it. So
very good, very good. I may have to take you up on that. Meredith, I see you got your link tree in there.
I do. So I centralized all of my socials and where you can find me, where I blog, where I podcast. My Kickstarter is up there as well, front and center. So make sure that you head over to Linktree /MEREJ99. And if you did a Google search for that, I would probably pop up all over the place. But Linktree. I've got the Compendium of Dread, an anthology of dark fiction, which is on Kickstarter right now. It's prose. The comic book connection is that a lot of those stories are being scripted out. I've already got art for the first 8 pages of The Dying, which is going to be in Terraform's Continuum. And, you're really going to see that journey of seeing prose, what it looks like as far as a script, and then the end result would be a comic book as well. So it all complements each other. The Kickstarter is really to pay for the art because I don't art, and art's expensive. But hey, you know what? If it's worth it, and it is to me, finding the talent out there to make those visions come alive is worth every penny.
Meredith, I'm interested to see how the story changes from the prose to the comic.
It has.
I want to see how that changes, so I can so I can belittle you for it when it happens.
It's quite an interesting journey to see the one story go from prose and go, okay, that's not going to work in comic book form.
Yeah,
and hopefully, because it's my first outing as far as that creative journey of scripting it, making sure that it's edited. I'm even going to try and letter the first part until Rob rips it apart, and then I'll cry and he can do it. But that whole journey is really it's so much fun and challenging, and it's in my wheelhouse, and I'm just having a blast. And at the same time, I curse it every day.
That's the conversation I'd like to have with you once it's done, is the changes and what facilitated those changes and why. So we'll definitely have to do that when you have the book out. Randy, where can you be found at, sir?
I can be found on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman, on Twitter under Randy Zim. I'm not over there very often, just so you know. Other than that, I'm at the Zim Geek channel, ZIMMGEEK, over on YouTube. Please go over there, like and subscribe. I will have new content up shortly. Other than that, I'm part of the Indie Volt Radio Network. And this being Thursday morning, we'll be back again. Well, are we coming back again tonight?
I believe so, just for a little while, yeah.
We might actually be back tonight.
What around what time? Because JD might join you.
I don't know what Varian's idea of a little while is. We usually always start at 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we might be on until the new year, just to wish everybody Happy New Year and to go out there and harass everyone who's not. What's everybody going to be doing New Year's Eve anyway? Most of us here are all stuck at home, so we might as well get online, be with each other, and wish everybody a Happy New Year. Yeah.
Go finish a bottle of Jack.
Yeah. And I can be found on Twitter, KYD_V. Of course, here on Varian Grant on Facebook and a bunch of other places. Check out my Farmers Only profile. I'm the Eggplant Pirate.
You're what? You're.
He's been waiting all day to say that.
It's my Farmers Only profile. You guys know about Farmers Only?
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with your love of BBC?
Hopefully others love BBC. Hopefully. It's kind of like this website called Hinge, which I found out about recently too. Apparently everyone should be on Hinge. It's really irresponsible not to be. But it's really weird. Also, found out this too. Anybody got those neato? Just in 2021, just a little bit of advice. Those neat metal stars outside your home. Anybody got those in their houses?
My mom does. I bought one for her.
Take it down.
Metal?
Why?
Sweet.
Metal stars?
Yeah, those metal stars. It's actually a code for swingers.
I heard about
When did that happen?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
See, my mom is a practicing Wiccan, and she's got dragons, stars, and fairies all over your thing. And my parents are hippies, so you'd think that they would be swingers, but they're totally not. So
Russ is confused.
In the UK, I think it was bulrushes or something at the end of the garden. There'd be a particular plant. So you always knew what was going on in that house.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Forget it if you moved into the new neighborhood. You're like, what are you doing here, and why are you naked?
Now I know why the new neighbor's been so nice to me.
My dad's a crazy redneck, so anybody shows up at the house looking for a little extra action, they're probably going to get a gun shoved in their face.
Wrong kind of action.
Yeah. Totally not what they're looking for.
In the old days, they just put a red light bulb up.
Yeah.
Ionica's toy review. He says he has no regrets. He's hoping to get 200 subs. Head over to the Ionica's toy review. That's Glenn Ford's channel. 200 subs is what he wants to get before for the new year. He got a couple years, a couple days, couple hours now.
Couple hours, yeah,
for new year. Ionica's toy review on YouTube. He reviews toys and food. He's always making me hungry. He's got like cake, and he'll be like, "Look at the texture, delicious." And I'm like, "I don't have any cake."
Ionica's cake reviews.
Yeah. Ionica's toy review. Check that out on YouTube. And that's it for us. We're out of here, guys. Everybody have a great day.
Outside of any broadcast tonight, we'll be back on Sunday morning for the Sunday Funnies, Tuesday nights at 8 or 9 p.m., I should say, for the Live Wire program, Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. for the Geekgasm, and also Monday nights now for It Came From Webtoons with Eric Hodson and Michael Oden.
That's right.
And then we'll be back here again next week in the new year for another edition of the Breakfast Buzz, Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. And all of those times are Eastern Standard Times for everyone around the world who we deeply appreciate listening in today.
We'll see you guys. Randy, I'm going to take us out of here for the last time in 2020.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everyone. Stay safe. Be good.
Happy New Year.
Thanks again, everybody, for joining us.
Stay sanitized.
Here we go.
Stay sanitized. Yeah.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Come on to the Geekatron. It's the place where all geeks will feel at home. Yeah, RPGs, card games, and nerd culture. Comic books, geek lights, and tote coasters. And if you're up late at night, then watch out, you might get the bite of a zombie, right? Roll dice for the best D&T merchandise. It's the place to find something you searched all your life. Say,